Well, Odette and I decided to take a short trip to the Alps, to a ski region in Switzerland. It's like a smaller version of St. Moritz, where all the very rich people gather to go skiing. We were invited to lunch very kindly by a gentleman, an English gentleman who lives up there, and so we took the opportunity to go and stay overnight and have a look around. This is the region we are going to. Just about to zoom in. It's pronounced Stadt, and I can never say it properly. You don't actually pronounce the G, but I can never. They always tell me I'm saying it wrong. Stadt, something like that. So this is the region here. Oh, look at that lovely hotel. Is that the hotel? I think it is. We pinpoint that, or is that the church? I think it's the hotel. Yep. We have a look at that as well. I take a quick drive up there. But this is where we're going, to this region, and I found a little antique shop and the lady kindly let me film. So without further ado, let us get on with it. So we've just arrived near the location, nearly in time for lunch, and we spotted a little antique shop by the road, and the lady kindly let us film. It used to be an old schoolhouse. They bought it when it had been abandoned for over 30 years, the building. Completely restored it. They live in it too. So, yeah, they're not making that much money from it nowadays, but they live there, so it's not a problem. It's a labour of love, a passion. There's some lovely old furniture here. Worn country style furniture. Looks like an old school desk. Yes, horrible memories of mathematics. I hated it. And I used to scribble in. Who used to carve their name into the desk? Is there anyone of that age who had wood desks like that? We had an ancient school where I went to, had all old, very old desks. Probably they were 100 years old when we were using them. Look at this. Look at that. Wow, that's very interesting. Very interesting table, that one. That's very pretty, isn't it? Hand painted. What would you call that? A chest, I guess, sort of a for linen, something like that. An old cot, carriage lamp. I do like this chair. It's sort of very Van Gogh, isn't it? He did that painting. I'll put it on the screen if I can find it. An old bed. That is quite old. That looks like it's a commode, isn't it? I'm pretty sure the toilet bowl is under there. So you don't have to get up when you're on the computer back in 1840. You just have a bit of a pee right there and then, or something else, whatever you like. Another hand-painted wardrobe. Year is 1816 or 1810. 1816, I think. Wonderful. That's a beautiful piece. These are really the cherry pickings. Fantastic. The lady here is actually originally from Canada. Look what I found here too. This is a wonderful old Heidi Goes to Hollywood. It's actually a fabric picture from that time. Isn't that wonderful? I couldn't actually find any information on this film in the internet. I couldn't find the original film poster for it, the placard. I think that's Katharine Hepburn. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who is the male dancer? Who is the male dancer? Is that Fred Astaire? Please, anyone who out there knows anything about this movie, I would be very thankful for additional information. I wanted to buy this off the lady, but she was not going to sell it, unfortunately. I just think it's wonderful. Please, yeah, any info? I couldn't find anything. I think it's Katharine Hepburn and Fred Astaire. Probably a movie somehow lost to time. Very interesting artifact indeed. And here we are in the town of Stadt. Stadt. I can't say that properly. We'll just call it Stadt. This is where we've been invited for lunch. This is the restaurant we went to. Really, really nice. Very nice. Very expensive too. But we weren't paying, so it didn't matter. And the guy who invited us has bags of money. So, very, very kind of him actually. But we did do a return favour for him. And this is the actual town. Really, really nice. Very cold. Not much snow here, but it's damn cold. The buildings have that chalet look, as does the whole region. There you see, that's the name. Try pronouncing that. I'm sure there's some fluent German speakers out there, or maybe Swiss viewers who can pronounce it perfectly. Yeah, it's cold up in them thar hills. I love this old Post Hotel cafe restaurant. Isn't that beautiful? Parfumery. Isn't that wonderful? Parfumery and drogerie. There's the old hotel up there, the Grand Hotel. I think it's closed. Although there was cars in the car park, couldn't see much sign of life from the foyer. It's probably closed because of the COVID-19. We're entering another lockdown basically here for Christmas. So not much happening in the hotel trade. This is where we stayed. It's a little motel, a lot more humble than the Grand Hotel. Perfect for what we needed. The actual town was in total lockdown, so we were lucky to get a takeaway pizza that evening. Nothing. I had imagined a lovely restaurant dinner, but it wasn't to be. The hotel room was lovely and warm. Had everything we needed. Very sweet, very comfortable bed. So this is where Odette and I bunkered down for the evening after we got our takeaway pizza and beer. Nice little bathroom there. Tiny little shower, like a cocoon from Alien, to hibernate over winter. And here we are later on watching Hunger Games, a prelude of what is to come in the world, no doubt. This is the next morning. It really is crisp and beautiful out here. And so we're off now to the next town of Gruyere. Wonderful. Really cold though. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take your breath away. But fantastic. So, let us continue. And our next stop, which is not too far away, is the town of Gruyere. It really is a winter wonderland, a beautiful old town. It is the home place of the artist Giger, who designed the creatures, the alien creatures for the movie Alien. If you recall that, this is where his museum is. Also, he designed a bar, which we'll have a look at. The last time I was here, I actually saw Giger before he passed away. He was working on the bar at the time, and then he passed away not long after, but the bar is now finished. You will see this is the town of Gruyere. I think that's it. It's an old town, but you will see it. I have filmed it, so let us have a look at that now. So here we are in Gruyere. It's, as I say, bloody freezing. Yeah, takes your breath away. It's so cold, but it looks beautiful, crisp. It's going to be a clear, sunny day today, which makes it even extra cold. There's no cloud protection. So here we are entering the old town of Gruyere, where they make the famous cheese, which is worldwide renowned. And it's a beautiful old town, as you can see. Really sweet. And eerily quiet. It's quite early in the morning. Yeah, it's probably about 9:30, I think. Not many people around at all, which I like. In summer, this place gets packed out, of course. A lot of people come here. Maybe not so much in 2020 because of the crazy year that we've had. A lot of international travelers didn't come this year, so that would have affected a lot of businesses worldwide, of course. You know, it's the same story. Everyone's suffering if you have a small business at the moment. Here we have a beautiful nativity scene inside the church foyer. Isn't that wonderful? Look at this building, built in 1692. It's insanely old, isn't it? Wow. Must have been at some stage restored, perhaps in 1788. Not sure exactly what that is, but the original date was the 1600s. Yeah, if you ever come to Switzerland, definitely visit Gruyere. Look at this wonderful shop front. Isn't that fantastic? Medieval. So this is Giger's bar. As you can see, the strange formations he has on the window. Many of you will know Giger from his alien artwork and his alien creations, for which he is best known. His museum is amazing. Last time I was here, I did visit the museum. Everything is shut because of COVID-19. I shouldn't even be saying that word. YouTube doesn't like you saying that. YouTube doesn't like you saying a lot of things. There you go. But fantastic. As I say, it wasn't finished, the bar, when I was here last. I'd love to get in next time. If it's open, I will get in and film for you. The museum is here, also closed because of this damn thing. Look at that. He did some pretty crazy stuff. It's like, what is it? See no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. There you see. Closed. Decision of the Stadt of Freiburg. There's somebody in there. Can you see her? Oh, popped up like a jack-in-the-box. That is very reminiscent of the film, isn't it? And of course, there always seems to be a feline friend who finds us on our travels. This one is a little beauty. Yeah. She actually followed us right down from the top here where the castle is.
What's your name?
Down into the town.
We should call you Odd Bodkins.
So sweet. So sweet. Well, my friends, that was it for today. Stay tuned for an announcement of an upcoming video or two. And it was a pleasure to have you along. Thank you for joining us. Just before you go, have a look at that. Beautiful winter morning in Gruyere. My dear viewers, this is a video that I uploaded to Patreon several months ago. I'm going to be releasing it early to YouTube, probably sometime after Christmas and before New Year. I'm telling you now about it because YouTube's probably going to do their best to hide it from you. They actually demonetized it when it was on private. It wasn't unlisted, it was on private on YouTube. They demonetized it. I requested a review, a manual review, apparently. It's also probably by a robot. Also demonetized. Then I requested an internal review. This was my mail to them. I would like an internal review of a video that I uploaded which was demonetized. I can see no reason for this. It is the story of a Jewish dancer who heroically defended herself and other Jews against their Nazi tormentors. I can find no reason for its demonetization. It's a story that needs to be told, and the demonetization of it effectively means that it will not be seen by a wide audience. So, YouTube's internal review response next. So this is YouTube's reply to my initial review email. Thank you for writing back to us. I'd like you to know that I've received a response from our internal team because I wanted an internal review after the so-called manual review. Even though the video was on private, they have honed in on this video, and after a thorough investigation, they have concluded that your review request cannot be set to allow advertisements because it contains graphic violence scenes that are above brand safety thresholds. When this video comes to YouTube, Please be the judge whether you think there's anything graphic in that video, apart from the description of how she executed the Nazi officer. But there's no graphic description, really, and there's certainly no graphic images. It's absolutely ridiculous, their reason. You'll see yourself once the video hits YouTube. Absolutely crazy decision. Can't fathom it. The inclusion of these scenes make this video suitable for limited monetization. I'm telling you, the video is dead in the water. They will hide the fucking thing. They will hide it. What this means is that some advertisers will opt in to show ads on this type of content, but most advertisers will not. Never have a problem on the all horrible stuff they show on TV, on cable. Never have a problem there, do they, the advertisers? Very strange. You may earn less revenue on this content because fewer ads are likely to appear. Blah, blah, blah. For additional information, content where the focal point is on blood, violence, or injury, also the focal point of me telling this story was of a Jewish heroine and how she inspired many with her refusal and contempt for the Nazi regime, and that was my focal point of this video, which is patently obvious when you see it. When presented without other context, once this video hits the screen, do you think there is no other context? Come on. YouTube has not been fair in this decision and haven't reviewed it fairly at all. Yeah. If you are showing violent content in a news, educational, artistic, or documentary context, then additional context is important. That is exactly what I'm doing. I'm showing it as in documentary historical context. Yeah. It may be eligible for monetization. This video should have been monetized. I'm telling you, my viewers, that was my reply to this email. There's absolutely nothing graphic in that video at all. Once it's uploaded in some months' time, I will be posting screenshots to Jewish organizations and my viewers of YouTube's mystifying and questionable decision. This is absolutely crazy. Very, very sinister, I think, YouTube's review. On private, by the way. Wasn't unlisted, it was on private. And they honed in on it. Things that make you go, By the way, just for the record, I am not Jewish. I am ex-Catholic. I was brought up Catholic. This has nothing to do with me promoting my religion at all. It is just a story that I think that needs to be told, especially with the events that are unfolding today. The Nazi era was not that long ago. That's all I'm going to say, because they'll probably be reviewing this video too. But wait, it's going to be between Christmas and New Year. I'm going to be posting notifications on Facebook. I may even boost it on Facebook to try and get more people seeing the post. Yeah, very strange, YouTube. Feel free to contact YouTube once this video hits the screen. Tell them you're disgusted at their decision, because you will see for yourself there's nothing graphic or violent in this video telling the story of a tragic heroine. That's all I'm going to say. Wait till it comes, my dear viewers. This is my latest presentation on Patreon, being posted actually today. It is the story of a family who went missing in the late 50s in their car, and an important piece of evidence found at the scene where they think the car went over the cliff was this gun, a gun just like that to the left of the screen, which implicated the estranged son. The car, they know where it is, but it's never been recovered. So check that out, now showing on Patreon. Well, my dears, I'm going to head off. The following video, which I'm going to remove the soundtrack, I had actually the Silent Hill soundtrack on it, but YouTube would demonetize it. It's actually where I live, where I walk the dog. The last several days we've been shrouded in thick fog, and it's a bit like, it's reminiscent of Silent Hill, so I just did that little video for entertainment purposes. Okay, take care, God bless, and bye-bye.